What's up, solutionaries? Welcome to the Maj 2 Show. It is Friday, November. Oh, wait, is it Friday the 13th? Oh, it's the 14th. November the 14th, the year 2025. So they say. So they say. I'm Maj 2 your host. We're going to have a good conversation tonight about unpopular opinions. We're going to argue. You know how I go. Every Friday, we talk about the unpopular thing. I got some unpopular takes on some things, and some of y'all might get upset with me. So I try to wait till the weekend. I try to sneak and wait till the weekend to talk about this stuff when most of y'all are at the bar right now. Most of y'all are at the club, getting ready for the club. So you're not talking about serious issues. So that's why I try to get it off. And some of y'all are like, nah, I'm going to disagree with you. But that's what Friday night show is about. So thank you, everybody, for tapping in Unpopular Opinions. Y'all know the routine. Let me know, comment if you're watching on YouTube. Where you watching from? What city? Big Rob, what's up? HVAC Soldier says, like when Ben Shapiro thinks releasing the Epstein files will hurt Trump. We're going to get into it tonight. I got a few unpopular opinions, and we got Benny on the screen now. We're going to plop into a quick video where I'm going to tell y'all right now, before I even play it, because I've watched this one earlier today. Ben Shapiro is right. Yup. I'm telling y'all, and I'm saying it to y'all right now. I'm sorry if y'all didn't agree with this, y'all didn't understand this, but Ben Shapiro is 1,000% right. Now, guys, here's the strong argument that I got to make for the weekend. One, obviously, guys, support the work. Johnny, what's up? Peace. Guys, if you guys are supporting the work, firearms basics, conflict resolution, all that other stuff that we do, give Singo.com/solutionary. We talk about these things on the show. We tie them all the way into solutions, but we got to support the actual work. We have a community center. We teach firearms basics, stop the bleed, conflict resolution, all of those things because of your voluntary donations. And we try our best to not bombard y'all with the fundraising because we don't take ads, right? Well, we try to, on the weekends, we try to make sure we really, really push in. Wild Celt tapping in from South Carolina. Appreciate you, bro. And if you're watching on the X, make sure you share the space all over the place. Now, let's play what Ben Shapiro is saying right here. Let's listen to Benny Boy, and I'm telling y'all off top that he's right about this.
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up, but the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a place where there is opportunity. And if the opportunities are limited here and they're not changing, then you really should try to think about other places where you have better opportunities.
Ben Shapiro, who has been historically wrong on a lot of things, especially here as of late as it comes down to the Israeli government. Ben Shapiro has been wrong about a lot of things, but he's 1,000% right about this. And let me tell you why he's right and why he's wrong. He's right because of if you can't afford to live there, you shouldn't live there. He's wrong because for years, conservatives have told Americans, leave, don't be in that particular city, get out of New York, get out of California, get out of New Jersey, leave, leave, leave. That's not what conserving means. You are supposed to be politically engaged, civically engaged, and push legislation that limits government as opposed to expanding on government. Government is a virus. Founders of America knew that. Government is a fucking virus. And so what do viruses do if not killed and stopped? Viruses spread. So when you for decades, conservatives and Con Inc., a lot of the people over at the Daily Wire, you've been saying for however long, yo, just get out of them cities. When I started BGM, you know how many people on the right told me don't do pro-gun classes in anti-gun cities? You're not going to be able to take a gun there. The laws ain't in your favor. If we wouldn't have did that, then our work wouldn't have gave a little bit of push to get cited in the Bruen decision. Black Guns Matter is in the Bruen decision. If you don't know what the Bruen decision is, it is some of the most substantial pro-gun legislation that overturned the archaic and unconstitutional human rights violating gun control laws for the state of New York. New York City, more specifically, has been very, very anti-gun over the years. Very unconstitutional. But a lot of so-called conservatives, so-called Republicans told me don't do that in New York. Don't do that in Baltimore. Every place that we went, it made change. All right? So this argument that you should just leave if you can't afford to be there, these are the same conservatives that said that, as well as same conservatives that were big spenders as it comes to the military industrial complex, as well as the police state. And right now we're seeing it with the surveillance state. We are literally watching the Trump administration forget getting in bed with Palantir. They are in bed. They already did the deed. Okay? Palantir already bent the Trump administration over. Peter Thiel and them. Trump on the bed waiting for Palantir and Peter Thiel and them to bring the rag back. That's what they doing. So these conservatives admonished people for saying we want limited government. Conservatives should have been saying defund the police too. They should have been saying get more Second Amendment in there, get more safe and responsible gun owners. But the police have too much of a military budget. But the right is cool with spending the military's or the taxpayer money or the printed up money on the military industrial complex and keeping people in order. They're the side of law and order. When you're supposed to be the side of limited government. You're supposed to be the side of fiscal responsibility. So the conservatives have said that for however long. Now the spending has been up. The Trump administration, this go round, is spending more than the Biden administration did. That's not a feeling. That's a fact. Since we're talking about Benny here. All right. So you guys spent forever. The dollar is weakening. New York, a lot of people over the years from New York have been moving to Philly where I live. A lot of people. Now Philly prices are going. It's a virus. So now you and your current iteration of young people, Gen Z and back, or whatever this new generation is they call it, they can't afford it. But now you've also been fed an entitlement piece that you get to live wherever you want, almost like low-key asking for a universal basic income. So he's right in the sense of you might have to look to a different opportunity. You might have to be more fiscally responsible. You might have to cut down on your $7 a day mochaccino, frappalache, whatever it's called. But we cannot ignore the fact that Ben is being contradictory because his conservative ilk said to run and complain instead of standing your ground. And that's what he's saying kind of here. Maybe you move somewhere else. He's not saying get involved in local politics. Get involved in state and federal politics where you're like, no, we are going to balance a budget. We are going to call out the Trump administration for being spending war hawks. We're going to call that out. See, that's the problem with the conservative media space. They say these things almost like this shit happened in the vacuum that conservatives didn't say for however long. Conservatives have been telling you to run away from the problem. Conservatives told me when I was running into the burning house, known as gun control, and saving people and empowering them and putting the house off fire with water, and then rebuilding the house with people being able to stay in Chicago, Detroit, Philadelphia, New York. All of the cities that we went to were pro-gun lessons for the moderates that happen to be Democrats. They told me to don't do it. And this is in essence what Ben Shapiro was saying, and that's what their ilk has said for a long time. So he's right in the sense of you got to get a better fiscal responsible situation. He's right there. Don't think you're entitled to, if you're entitled to nothing. And it's not a human right if it requires the labor of another person. I want to say that again to everybody. Housing, we would love for everyone to have a house. And ironically, if the dollar was still strong, because conservatives weren't spending on wars and more militarized police forces, if conservatives weren't clapping for, send ICE and send the National Guard into American cities, the actual antithesis of what the founding fathers said, because that's what's happening. If you guys didn't have that and wasn't spending so much, maybe the budget would be smaller, maybe the federal government would be smaller, and maybe the dollar would still be powerful, or at least more powerful than it is right now. Okay? So you said this for however long, just like the left said, we got to spend, print up money. It won't hurt anything. Spend on social programs. That's what the left said. The right said, we're not spending on those social programs, but we definitely going to spend on these police. We're not going to train these police officers properly. We're not going to give them hands-on training. We're not going. Come on, y'all just was spending on different things. Now the dollar's weak. Now you're telling these young people, hey, you can't afford to live in New York City like you did, but you're still not presenting a solution. Conservatives are telling the people to run away. That's not an American ideology. By definition, that's not conservative. And we see it all over the place. They don't got no problem with their contradictions. Their contradictions are blaring. And it's not okay. And we got to start being honest about what that contradiction actually is and what it really looks like. And that's what's happening right now. Ben Shapiro was 1,000% on Goofy Time. 1,000%. Let's move on, y'all. We're going to move on to the next topic, guys. Listen, guys, I want to make sure that everybody is also, guys, please make sure, please make sure that you are supporting the work, guys. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. I want everybody to tap in, support the work, right? We know that Friday nights is going to be a little bit light because y'all go play. Everybody go play outside. So we start our fundraising over the weekend to do actual work. And this is what I'm talking about. We, on one hand, say we got to get certain work done. We got to defend the community. We say conservatives and liberty-minded folks should stand up. And then when we have grassroots campaigns like we do at BGM, when we have an entire system, classes, civics, understanding imminent threat, firearms basics, when we have those things and we saying to everybody, yo, this is what we can actually do to support these things, right? When we say that, then people don't tap in the same way. All right, let's play this. I'm going to play this again. I don't know if y'all heard. What's the name?
If you're a young person and you can't afford to live here, then maybe you should not live here. I mean, that is a real thing. Yeah, I know that we've now grown up in a society that says that you deserve to live where you grew up. But the reality is that the history of America is almost literally the opposite of that. The history of America is you go to a place where there is opportunity. And if the opportunities are limited here and they're not changing, then you really should try to think about other places where you have better opportunities.
You're, in essence, asking American people to run away instead of staring at the monster that is there and slay that dragon. You should 1,000% be thinking about slaying that dragon. I'm going to keep it a buck with you. Everybody should be thinking about slaying that dragon. And that dragon is fiscal irresponsibility that our government, the United States government, we the people have allowed to bloat to that point. If you keep kicking the can, let's rewind. Maybe a little over a year ago, in March of 2024, when Thomas Massey said, I'm not voting for this CR bill because y'all just keep kicking the can. You say, hey, let's push back. We want to push it back till after the presidency so we can get Trump in office. Then we want to push it back till after the holiday season. Then we da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da-da. Y'all are doing the same exact thing, and this is exactly what Ben Shapiro is advocating for here. It's what it is. He's advocating for that. He's advocating for people to continue to kick the can down the road. And we have to stop doing that. We got to stop it. At what point are we going to not just be like, yo, this is getting a little crazy now. This is getting a little crazy. If you're not honest about that, don't expect other people to take you seriously. Okay? Hold on one second, y'all. Let me slow this up real quick. If you're not going to be honest about that, don't expect nobody to take you fucking seriously. Ben Shapiro's in all of the hot water in the world because he's, for some reason, thinking that Americans wanting America to be America and not sending all of our money to Israel, somehow that makes you a horrible person. Somehow, Israel first means America first. So he's already in the hot water. He's already in the hot seat in my mind, in my view. And then he doubles down with this. Ben is being very contradictory, and those conservatives like him that he championed and platformed all of these Con Inc. people. And even if they weren't initially Con Inc., they wound up becoming Con Inc. because of people like Ben Shapiro. They gave him talking points. Matt Walsh now trying to act like he want to get some balls. As long as he was saying everything that was cool, he was right in the good graces. He want to act like he want to get some balls because most Americans are tired of the eating conversation. That's what's happening. But the reality has been is very contradiction, but he's also right. If you're a young person, and if you live in Manhattan or you live in one of the boroughs, no, you should not have a 3-4 bedroom apartment. You should, if you do, you should have 5 damn roommates, and y'all should have a financial plan, and you should be saving and or investing money that you guys can balloon out of that and buy some property somewhere else and make your way out. I contend that you should move out of these places because the reality is migration is fundamentally a human thing. People move to escape bad weather, seek opportunities, explore new lands. That is a part of the American dream. What he's not telling you is conservatives' role in why that American dream is more difficult for younger people. That's what he's not telling you in this regard. The Great Migration, westward expansion. We are unusually fucking sheltered now. People stay in a 10-block radius. You got safety, a grocery store, a poppy store, central air heating. So-called poor people can meet the thing year-round, but we are so entitled. But we're also living in a historical anomaly. So he's right in the sense of communicating about, hey, you need to get it together. If you can't afford this here, you need to buckle down. He's right there. But the part that each side, every time y'all tap into the show, I'm going to tell you the truth. The part that each side is not doing is each side is not telling their own side's participation in why it currently is the way it is right now. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Make sure you guys support the work. Guys, it's Friday. We pushing. We need 300 and some odd more donors at the $100 level. Every single donor to our work, our actual work, at the $100 level or more, you get access to Solutionary University, all of that transformative information, sharp minds, healthy bodies, communities full of solid solutionaries. That's what we want you all to be. So we want you guys to help other people, pay it forward for them. And when you do so, you get something in return as well. We're going to move on. We got Young Thug on the screen. Now, this right here is Young Thug. I'm a muted. I don't know who this rabbi is he's with. Okay? And he's speaking to the one dude, and he's holding this guy's hand, and all of this gay shit. And I don't know who this is right here, and I see that they got Torah or Talmud or whatever they got right there. Let me be very clear. Rappers are always tough until they get pushed back from certain communities. We just watched Kanye just do the same thing with the same rabbi right before this. This shit is gay. I'm sorry, guys. This shit is gay. Y'all gonna be mad at me. I do not care. Ye just did the same shit. I feel really blessed to be able to sit here with you today and just take accountability. I was dealing with some various issues, dealing with bipolar also. So it would take the ideas I had and have me take them to an extreme where I would forget about the protection of the people around me and myself. This is some fucking kiss the ring, humiliation ritual. Larry David said it. It's kind of gay. This shit is gay. Who can tell me who this actual rabbi is? Somebody tell me who this is. All right. Kanye just was on a world tour saying how it's the Jews. Kanye right here looks like he's fucking sedated. Kanye looked like his people got him together, got him back on the drugs, and put him where he needed to be for them. Everybody's so tough. Everybody. And now, when I said it a few days ago, when I said, before this content came out, when I said I made a video, I said, The anti-Jew thing is a grift. Who started it? Ye. More recently, Ye did. There's several things that Ye was the leader on. And I'm not saying that this means that the Israeli government is right about what they're doing in Israel. I'm not saying that AIPAC isn't or whatever. I'm not saying none of that. Okay, so this is Rabbi Yoshayu Yosef Pinto, an Israeli Moroccan Orthodox rabbi. Okay, cool. Everybody's faith is their faith. I have the Torah. I have a copy of the Torah, right? I've been thinking about converting into Judaism like a year and some change ago. Okay? What I'm telling y'all is some of this shit look weird and spooky. Kanye just went here. He's talking to this one dude that's translating it to this dude. Kanye just was like, he loves Hitler. When I said a few days ago, this shit is a grift, some of y'all took it out of context and act like I was trying to tap dance for the $7,000. Fuck out my face. I don't need $7,000 from the Jews. Like, that shit is stupid. I can be critical. I love the fact that they've organized and got everybody fucking shook. I love moves of power. I love that they've solidified their power base. A country the size of fucking New Jersey got everybody, all of the tough guys. I don't care. Kanye himself, I don't care. Hitler, you go over there. You got a song called All My Niggas, Heil Hitler. Then you go over there and kiss the ring. I love the power structure that they got. But when you see these guys do this, you see what it is. This the same guy that was counseling LeBron James, holding LeBron James' hand and walking through the, get the fuck out of here. Everybody tough till it's time to be tough. Let's listen to him a little bit more of what Ye talking about. I can't call him Kanye. I can't call him Ye no more. I was respecting him and calling him Ye because he was standing out and he wanted to be called. You got knocked down a notch with this move, bro. You kissing the ring. And it's not because they Jewish to me. It's because this just looked gay. And it just is contradictory as hell. And now as soon as you do it, damn near 2 minutes later, here come Young Thug. Did y'all go over there together? Y'all all gay together? Did you guys circle jerk each other right after this shit?
So I wanted to come and take accountability. Sometimes people aren't that knowledgeable about the bipolar and the cause or what causes it and the way you act when you have this disease. So it's like if you left the house and you left your kid at the house and your kid went and messed up the kitchen and messed up the garage and messed up the living room. Now when you get back.
Is it just me or do Kanye sound sedated right here? Do he? Maybe, I'm saying that because he got a shave. Maybe when I shave and trim my beard, you know what I mean, get a shape up, wash my hair, get a line up and shit, maybe I'll look sedated so I won't look like so much of an aggressive being. But it don't seem like he got no energy right here for me. Sound like he's sedated.
It's your responsibility because that's your job. And that's the way I look at it. It's like I gotta go clean up the kitchen, I gotta clean up the living room, I gotta clean up the garage. Yeah, and it's a big deal for me as a man to come and take accountability for all the things that I've said, and I really just appreciate you.
But hey, get your money. I know some of y'all, hey, you in a billionaire status. Maybe they're going to come offer me $800 million, 400 in Bitcoin. Maybe, who knows? Fucking with y'all, I understand why they sell out. I'm trying to get us to fundraise our last little bit or whatever. Maybe I need to go the Illuminati route. Maybe I need to bring out my do as thou wilt, Aleister Crowley energy. Maybe I need to do that because I'm trying to help the community. We done 8-9 years worth of the work. My girl might want a G-Wagon or something. You never know. But I see it. And when I say this to y'all, when you get grassroots people that's willing to fight the system, but the people don't get behind them, then they gotta go kiss the fucking ring. Then they gotta go kiss the ring. Or they choose to go kiss the ring. Let's hear a little, it's 1 more minute left. Then we're gonna go on Young Thug and Kanye on this one. Let's listen to this last little minute of this shit.
Me with open arms and allow me to make amends and this is the beginning and the first steps and the first brick by brick to build back the strong walls.
This is gay.
The rabbi said that the Judaism, the Judaism brought to the world a way for someone when he regret about something that he has done wrong. And the Jews live on this way of if someone did something wrong, he can regret and fix it. And the rabbi is hugging you.
Why are they holding hands? I need somebody get my Hebrews on the phone. Where's Yehuda? Where's the pew pew Jew? I need my homie Yehuda. And I want you to be very clear. My critique of artists is in no way, shape, or form a critique or a negative representation of anybody's faith. I just remember when rappers used to go holler at the Honorable Louis Farrakhan. I just remember that. I remember the Million Man March 20 some odd years ago. I remember that. We got elders in our community. Most of the money that's generated comes from the black community, the hip hop culture. So what's the hand holding about? I need somebody that's Illuminati adjacent. First of all, maybe you could get me a membership because the people ain't supporting the work. Y'all ain't trying to really beat this system. So you never know. Maybe mine's going to have to go kiss the wall. Maybe I got to break the passport out, shoot on over to Jerusalem. Maybe that's what I got to do. Who knows? But until I know, I'm telling y'all this shit look weird.
Hugging everybody. And God willing. And from now on, strong things and good things. And only good. You are a very good man.
Amen.
He back in. You're a very good man. Ye's a good man. Kanye's a good man. Oh, he just finished. A couple years ago, he was hugging Trump. He done leveled up. He hugging a new boss. He got a new Illuminati handshake. I'm just telling y'all this shit is weird, bro. I'm telling y'all this shit is weird. We talking about Young Thug, and this Young Thug was right after this. So I'm assuming. I mean, my man got on a different clothes, but I'm assuming it was the same. You mean the same trip? I'm assuming that Thug was over there with him. They was in Japan together. Who knows? But we got this chatty patty right here, Young Thug, talking all over the line. Anytime I ever been booked, I myself or somebody that cares for me deeply was like, hey, yo, you know what I mean? Not this guy. He talking about how he cheated on his woman all over the line and shit. We got this chatty patty who got fat behind bars. His post-release album barely made any impact. It's the same individual that was wearing dresses and gowns. Yeah, that's him, Young Thug. It's like the Boondocks saw everything in the future. He run around with a dress on, and skirts, purses, heels. Now you right behind Kanye, kissing the ring and shaking hands. You don't even know why you here, bro. You ain't studying the Talmud. You ain't studying the Torah. You ain't looking into Judaism. You ain't trying to see. You don't even know what a Sephardic Jew is. You don't even know any of the process. When you wake up, do you got the bowl and the motherfucking cup, the vessel by your bed to wash your hands before you do anything? You don't even know none of the practices, Young Thug. You just beat a murder case. Cool the fuck out. But y'all thugs, y'all tough. When it come to us, it's about killing each other. Ain't none of y'all hollered at Minister Farrakhan. Y'all shaking hands with priests. Your music is nothing but death and destruction. Shit not gangster. I guess it is. I guess if gangster means you kiss the right ring, you kiss the right, you mean. If that's what gangster is to y'all, because I can see that, getting in line. But don't talk that I'm a boss shit. I have yet to see, and maybe I'm just not looking in the right place. I've yet to see these, well, no, they all kissing the wall. So which makes me go, damn, maybe at the end of the middle of my yellow brick road, maybe Maj has not gotten Second Amendment, the NFA overturned, or the Gun Control Act overturned, because I haven't made my way over to Israel. Maybe the plants that they sent me to try to take me under, thinking I would take the honeypot bit, maybe since I ain't take the honeypot bit and I played it a different way, maybe they're like, we ain't going to turn the money faucet on for Maj. Maybe I got to get over there to Jerusalem on my own first and should post some pictures of me touching the wall. Maybe I got to wear the hat. Maybe I got to pretend that the Lion of Judea, all of that shit has black as hell origins. Maybe I'm not supposed to say that. Maybe I'm only supposed to pretend like it's the Ashkenazi Jew that I need to pay attention to. Maybe I'll get something done then. But until I find out for sure, I'm going to tell y'all the reality that this shit look weird. Kanye got bored with one thing and then switched over. Now everybody trying to dick ride and ride his wave. I'm used to that. I know tons of people, especially after I got kicked off of social media. I know tons of people that started to shift their whole image when I showed up. And I'm kind of like a hipster, so I'll be like, I'm off that. Y'all on that? I'm off that now. I already did that. So now that Johnny come latelys to show up, now everybody could appeal to the bigotry. It's the Jews. It's the Jews. Then it get corny because there's not enough nuance because that takes intelligence, right? Everybody go collectivist. And then Kanye go, all right, cool, I'm back with the Jews now. It's cool. It was all a grift. And again, this does not mean that my individual perspective means that the Israeli government has not been complicit in the genocide. I believe that. I believe it's over fucking kill. That's what I believe. Okay? I believe that there's financial and corporate interests with Blackstone on that pristine beach line. Shit, they did this shit in the movie Godfather 2. We see how this play out. My point in saying this is there's a nuance here that when you tap into my show, I'm gonna talk to nuance. We're gonna see all of the groypers getting more popular. Anti-Jew is the grift that's the mainstream now. The things that Minister Farrakhan said about this a bajillion years ago, respectfully, everybody gonna act like now it's some new shit. Maybe it is some rumor. Now, hip hop ain't been on the charts. So now maybe Kanye got to kiss the ring so some of these goofball rappers could get the corporations, the Jewish owned and or operated hip hop culture, could now get some money flowing, turn the faucet back on so they can eat a little bit. Because they ain't going to do it independently, like hip hop was. So maybe this is Kanye yet again leading the charge. Yet again. Or maybe he just got plugged back into the matrix. Maybe we're looking at his clone. Maybe he just sedated. All I'm telling y'all is, this is why we have to create and develop our own islands. This is why we made the Solutionary 9 and Solutionary University. I want y'all to never have to do this shit. I want y'all to be stronger, smarter, in better shape. I want you to be able to protect and defend and provide for your family without having to kowtow to somebody. If it be 200-300 of y'all every night, right? Just this one little show. I love talking to you. I need y'all. Y'all gonna be force multipliers. I love engaging with y'all. I don't give a fuck about we ain't get 30,000 views per episode. When the American Revolution popped off, that whole 3% thing, where you see some trucks that got the little 3, the number, like the Roman numeral 3, with 3%, there was only 3% of the American revolutionaries that bust their gun, that was willing to physically fight against the redcoats. So you don't need 10 million people. I'd rather talk to y'all every night. And we build our thing, but we got to work together and build our thing. So when we have a class on civics, on firearms basics, on understanding imminent threat, on knowing your rights, on stop the bleed, when these video modules and this transformative information, I know the pain of being out of shape, weak, or skinny. I was all of those things. I know the pain of not knowing where your next meal is going to come from, even though you got a job. I know the pain of really, really trying to do the right thing, but you just can't seem to make ends meet. I know that some of y'all are going through this pain. When you tap into this show, this ain't about everybody pretending like they super rich. I'm not super rich. I'm super rich in mind, spirit, confidence, and knowledge. And I've transformed that into freedom of time. If nothing else, I have the freedom of time. I can go eat food when I feel like it. I know some of y'all are working jobs to be the provider for your families, and it's a job that you fucking hate. If we work together and we teach each other and share information with each other, like we have at Solutionary University, which I'm telling y'all, everybody that donates $99 or more, you get access to all of the stuff in that private community. This is us helping each other. I don't give a damn if you do that and then you get your own individual link to sell the merch and make money, commissions off of reposting your own link. We have to work together to empower each other, because that pain that I know some of y'all are feeling, it's got to be a collective effort. This is why I respect the Jewish community. I respect it. They got the whole world shook. The thug, the young thugs, the Kanye, can't nobody tell me nothing. Show up so they could tell them something. I respect it. That ain't anti-Semitic. That's power. I'm telling y'all, we can create our own levels of power without having to, by working together and learning while we do something good for somebody else. This is why I'm telling y'all to go to this Give, Send, Go page and donate instead of just, it's $99. Go over here and buy it. Nah, help somebody. And then you still get the same thing. Then we work all together. The Jewish community are amazing at working together. Period. Point blank, end of story. I got so many people on a podcast that when they were Jewish, and I'm like, yo, you could do this, you could do this, and I watched the Jewish community work together. I've helped so many people. But when I see the Jewish community galvanize, absolutely. We could take that and do that same thing as Americans. And I'm not saying if you're Jewish, you can't be American. That's not what I'm saying. Got to be clear. Okay? I'm saying if you're watching this show, all 100 and however many of y'all, 200 of y'all is watching right now, everybody donate, pay it forward for somebody else, and you get access to this private community. Powerful information. We ain't got to reinvent the wheel. We're supposed to be doing the same thing the Jewish community do as it relates to working together to defend what our politic is. And that's across all platforms. Media, don't be making movies talking about Americans in a negative way. That's anti-American. We ain't watching that. We're going to boycott. Don't be talking about fucking up the American budget in Congress. That's anti-American. We will primary your ass. That's what we all as Americans supposed to do. And I want our community and y'all to, if it ain't nothing but freedom of time in the beginning, you make an extra $500, $600 and you're able to knock out a bill or two with that, and we all work together to do that, that's great. I want everybody to, even if, man, peep this. Imagine if we put our names in a raffle every month, the last day of the month, and everybody that's in Solutionary University that has a link for the product, you get paid commissions, right? I'm just using this as an example. And then every month we said, let's say it's 1,000 people in there. And every month we said, look, y'all, we're going to use this person's link so they can get paid commissions this month. Then their name come out. They get some money for 2 weeks or whatever, 3 weeks a month. We all use their link so they get commissions. They're able to make money. Boom. The product still gets sold. Then the next month we do somebody else. Because we all in a community. This is what the American dream and working together, collective work, cooperative economics, not collectivist ideology. Just working together to empower each other. We gotta think about that, man. That's something that we have to do. No longer is the time where we can't do that. It's just not. It's not a thing no more. And somebody that try to tell you it's a thing, they fucking stupid. I'm sorry. Let's move on, guys. We're gonna go to this Breakfast Club situation here. All right. Now, yet again, to me that Roland had we got Roland Martin. We're gonna move forward, guys. Everybody, make sure y'all smash the like button before we transition to the next topic. Give me some pushback. Give me some perspective in the comment section. Let me know what y'all thinking. As well as, guys, givesendgo.com/solutionary. Support the work. Transformative information for your mind. Appreciate you, B-Shove, for your mind. Everybody that is a super chat, we just had one. Let me give a shout out to that. That was D-Cent. D-Cent with the $20. I think that was $20. With the $20 super chat. Yeah. Appreciate that, D-Cent. Now, D-Cent, I think you already got access to the class. I'm not sure. But we need 9 more. We try to get 10 $20 super chats per episode. We need 9 more, guys. Everybody that donates on YouTube is a super chat, $20 or more. Shoot me a DM, shoot me an email. For doing so, I'm going to give you access to one of our online classes. That's important. You're going to tell me, you're going to shoot me a DM with your email. It's going to be me. I'm going to say, yo, bro, which class you want? You're going to say, Maj, give me that civics. I'm going to give you access to the civics class. I want every single person to get some knowledge for your support of us. When I say donate at the $100 level so we can keep these classes going and still try to purchase this building, when I say that, I want you to get something for helping others. That is what you're an individual that chooses to help somebody else. That's voluntarism in action. That helps our overall communities. That is cooperative economics and cooperative work. And that defends the individual right to keep and bear arms, the Second Amendment. These things are all very important. So when I say to y'all, hey, everybody, this is super chat, $20 or more, don't just do the super chat and forget to shoot me a DM. If you're watching on X, my DMs are open. If you're watching on YouTube, my email is majtoure@solutionaryuniversity.org. Shoot me an email. Yo, Maj, this is a screenshot. I gave you a super chat. I want the civics class. I want this. I want that. I want this. Okay? Decent already got access to all of the classes. Okay? What I'm telling y'all, Decent, comment what you think about the classes that you've taken so far. Just give me your honest opinion. Put it on the screen. Type it in there. My point in saying this to y'all is I want you guys to understand the power of community, the power of knowledge, the power of working together, the power of voluntarism. Okay? I don't want none of y'all to have to be kissing the ring. We collectively don't have to kiss the ring. We all could be in alignment with helping each other, strengthening each other. Our private community is people, thousands of people from all across the country, helping each other, networking on the side. Yo, I'm in Maryland too. Damn. Yo, I'm into dogs too. Yo, I'm into shooting too. And just working together. We can do this. This is how you overthrow corruption. This is how you do it. But it has to be education and information as well. All right. So I'm going to ask everybody, givesendgo.com/solutionary. Again, every donation over $20, I'm going to give you a class. Same thing with the super chats. Every donation over $99, we're going to give you access to everything, including our private community. Transformative information. Let's move on. We got Roland Martin. Roland Martin has me blocked. I've done Roland Martin's show a few times. He a bitch ass dude, right? He's like he tried to be the Negro wrangler to get the black people to always go back to the black community, to the Democratic Party. Democrats ain't done shit for nobody other than themselves and get rich while they on the Hill in Congress. All right? That's what Democrats have fucking done. But Roland Martin always jumping out there ready to try to corral black people into Democratic talking points and shit. And he got a recent beef with Charlemagne over this government shutdown. But let's play and hear what Charlemagne says. Charlemagne's another one. So I ain't going to act like Charlemagne's some sort of fucking rebel. Charlemagne's scared as fuck to have me on the Breakfast Club. I ain't going to do nothing to you, bro.
An opinion on my opinion of this current government shutdown, because I feel like Democrats, even though they put up a great fight, it was a valiant effort in regards to healthcare. It was a fight they couldn't win right now. Okay, keyword right now. So open the government back up because people are out here suffering. Roland didn't like that. Okay, he posted this video with the headline, "Beyond Idiotic, Roland tears down Charlemagne's shutdown misinformation." That's the word that got my attention, misinformation. What did I say that was misinformation? Well, let's listen to Roland Martin.
Charlemagne says a lot of shit that's misinformation. He's a Democratic operative too. They act like I told y'all when I did the realest podcast ever, TRPE. Shouts to the brothers over at the realest podcast ever out of Philly. All right. They was like, yo, Charlemagne coming around. I'm like, no, he not. He's doing you with the advent of technology. You can't come off like you just one way now. You got to pretend like you kind of trying to be objective instead of actually just being objective. And then he'll bring you right back to the Republicans or this, that, and the third. He's still going to be a Democratic operative. That's just what it is. He's not trying to inform people and get them out of that only this side is for black people mindset. That's not what he's doing. What he's doing is occasionally pretending like that's the case just to spin people back. So he a Democratic stronghold too.
Do me a favor. Do not listen to people like Charlemagne the God. Okay? So Charlemagne was talking about this government shutdown, and he made a comment as relate to what Democrats should be doing. Y'all have that?
You know what I don't understand, Mimi, and I don't know, maybe you can explain it to me. The health care is going to go up anyway because of the big, beautiful bill, because that didn't include the extension of the tax credits to keep the cost down. So if it's going up anyway, what's the point of Democrats taking the stand to keep the government still closed?
At this point, you're right, because the premiums, which the open enrollment started this weekend, November 1st, and so people are getting those letters in the mail. In fact, one person in Utah, a woman in Utah, she told ABC News that she opened her bill and saw that her monthly premium had already jumped from about $400 a month, Charlemagne, to over $2,000 a month. And so at this point,
they're gonna always play like this side is responsible, this side is responsible. What they're also not going to tell y'all, just like when we talked about Ben Shapiro, both of these so-called sides never tell you the whole truth. Both sides were complicit in government involvement in insurance. It's the same as college. Government gets involved, backs the government, the college loans, and then colleges raise the price of college. And then all of these college, not even teaching anything of value. And then college students are like, I got this $100,000 in debt and I don't have anything to fucking show for it. But both sides are going to pretend like it's the other side. That's the beauty of the uni party and the duopoly. They pretend it's wrestling. The Iron Sheik and Hulk Hogan back in the day used to be on the highway together, driving to the wrestling event. But once they get in front of the cameras, it's, I'm a real American. We take down the Iron Sheik. The price of insurance is up because of government printing, government involvement, inflation, hyperinflation, and then stagflation. They've been trying to get Obamacare off since Richard Nixon. That is a Richard Nixon era packaging. When they got Obama in, they packaged it differently, and the government, Democrats and Republicans, can't say libertarians because we ain't in major portions of the United States government. We local. Democrats and Republicans got paid off the shit. Now they get to boo-hoo. Each side, each media side pretends like, oh, it's the other side. It's the bait and switch. It's the good cop, bad cop shit. Let's play a little bit more.
it's like, what's going to happen? Is it retroactive? Like, how is this going to work as we continue to go forward? So you're absolutely right.
And the premiums are set for a year. So at this point, if the premiums have already gone up, if they set for a year, at least give the people some relief and get the government back open, man.
Do not listen to what the hell he just said. That to me is beyond idiotic, because this battle that we're seeing is not solely about healthcare. Rebecca, I don't know what the hell that was. That was just bull.
Roland, what makes what I said BS? I said the healthcare is going to go up anyway because of the big, beautiful bill, because that didn't include the extension of the tax credits to keep the cost down. That's fact-based. Okay, Mimi pointed out that some people were already receiving higher premiums since the beginning of the open enrollment period.
So y'all see what he's doing right there? He's reading. I want y'all to be understanding this is script. I got notes. I take notes that pop into my head. Here's notes, right? Here's show notes. The producer sends me concepts, and I like to have organic engagement with y'all when I see a lot of these videos. So I try not to watch them most of them, until I'm watching them right in front of the show live. So I could, you know what I mean? But when I know the topic, I'll write some of the shit down, right? But Charlemagne is reading a script. Who gave Charlemagne the script? And maybe he wrote it. Maybe he just typed it on his computer. That's possible. But when you're knowledgeable about a thing and you can see, I can tell you exactly when and what books you should go read. Shoot me an email, maj2ray@solutionaryuniversity.org. I can tell you the books that you should read and when and how they tried to initially package Obamacare and the Nixon administration. Tricky Dick. But they're not going to tell you that. They're not going to tell you the full story because a part of the game for them and their advertisers is to just blame the other side. So the low IQ, low information voter that is also their viewer just agrees and goes, such and such telling it like it is. They right. They're looking for confirmation bias because they have not lived meaning the viewership. Not y'all. Y'all are looking for nuance, objective thought, and thorough conversation, and then a solution. The general public, not y'all. Y'all are not the general public. Y'all are solutionaries. Y'all are looking for the nuance and the thing to go, I understand that, I understand this, I understand that. I'll take some of that, I disagree with most of that, and then put something together that's beneficial for the individual while respectful to others. That takes more intelligence. The viewership of a lot of these platforms, Fox News, CNN, everything all of them, their viewership is catered to, not informed. They're catered to say, look how bad those guys are. Look how bad those guys are. And then you consistently argue and nobody presents an actual solution. Right now, you're looking at two Democrats argue because the Democrats are in the toilet. They're going to beat the shit out of Republicans come midterms because a lot of Republicans, just like in New York, a lot of voters did not show up and vote. That's why Mamdani had a landslide. Okay? My point is, some people are just tired and they're just not going to vote. So Republicans are going to get fucking waxed. It's not even a question about it, more than likely. However, the informed population could shift these things damn near overnight. But these guys are media. Their job is not to genuinely inform the people and tell an entire story because people's attention spans are so low. So they say, oh, Roland, you tripping. The government, but not telling you anything about Obamacare and this. And Roland Martin did make a great point where he said, the shutdown isn't only this thing. And he's right too. But what they're not telling you is they're always trying to put 1,000 things in one bill and vote on this and say, so when one person says, no, that thing is in there that is bad. And then the media says, he didn't want to open the government up. He want people to fucking die. He don't want poor people to have a SNAP benefits. And that's how they play one hand against the other. If they were really being genuine and honest, they would say, government should shut down until it should be single issue bills. We should vote on one thing at a time and it should fit on one piece of paper, not a fucking binder that they gave to you a week, 2 days before you're supposed to vote on it. These pundits, like Roland Martin and Charlemagne, are just arguing to look like they're actually trying to help while at the same time being ignorant and or misleading their viewership. Okay, let's listen a little bit more.
People have been receiving notices of higher premiums. So where was the misinformation? Roland, you may not agree that Dems should concede and vote for the government to be reopened, but don't say it's misinformation. Okay, maybe I gave too short an explanation. Maybe I oversimplified it. Maybe I should be clearer for the audience, and I will.
And you know you should, but you don't. Now that you got called on it, now Roland Martin is the donkey of the day.
Right now, when the big beautiful bill, or as Reverend Barber called it, the big deadly bill, or as Jasmine Crockett called it, the big ugly bill, when that bipartisan spending package Republicans forced through, when that was passed, Democrats failed to extend the ACA premium subsidies that were originally expanded under the American Rescue Plan and inflation.
He's reading again. He's reading a script. He's reading a script. Somebody packaged that for him to read. He has no knowledge of this situation. None. He doesn't genuinely just read things, and I'm not talking about novels. Okay? Exactly what Wild Selt said. You didn't vote for the Save the Puppies Act because there was a part on page 9535 where it mandated strangling all the kittens. So when you go, hey, I read page 9535, I'm not down with strangling kittens. And then they go, such and such didn't vote for Save the fucking Government Act, Save the Puppies Act. That's the play.
Inflation Reduction Act. Okay, without those tax credits, ACA or Obamacare premiums increase automatically, and they're already locked in for 2025 since insurers file and finalize their rates months ahead. So if healthcare premiums have already gone up and are fixed for the year, then keeping the government closed.
I can't, y'all. This shit is a charade. This shit is a charade. Even how he's reading this to y'all, it's like doing this act, not getting to the actual issue. None of the left is even talking about, what's that shit called? Ending qualified immunity. None of them is talking about that no more. You are right about the government being shut down, Charlamagne. You missing some components. But then Roland Martin, because that's who this section of the conversation is about, Roland Martin gonna pull up and be like, no, you wrong. Charlamagne is always gonna act like he's objective until it gets closer to election season. This is what I told dudes at the realest podcast ever. Then he get right back the fucking line, and I said it when Kamala was such and such, and my man was like, yo, Charlamagne, he looking like he, and I'm like, no, he not. I'm gonna find that clip for y'all. No, he not. He gonna act like he being objective, and then right before he gonna get right back in line. Roland Martin and Charlamagne have an interesting dynamic because one pretends like he's for black. They both pretend like they for black people, right? One pretends like he's objective, and I'm not. I'm just being objective. I mean, Democrats got to step their shit up. Democrats got to step their. That's Charlamagne. When you just kind of saying that for the moment, then you're going to be right back with Democrats who have done nothing for the plight of black people in America by and large. Okay? They've advocated for us murdering our babies. They've called that health care. They just don't, let's cut it the fuck out. So that's Charlamagne's thing, to act like he helping the community, just to get people right back in pocket. Roland Martin, when anybody says anything that's not in lockstep with the Democratic Party's statements, his job is to wrangle them back in. So when King Randall goes on Roland Martin's show and says, this is what I'm doing for my community, and then Roland Martin got a problem with him because King Randall ain't tap dancing to the Democrat shit. He just doing the work down there in Albany, Georgia. When I get on the show, when I talk about being armed and defending yourself against the police, Roland Martin got an issue with me. And I'm like, bro, what are you talking about? Roland Martin got me blocked. I did the show 2-3 times. He a bitch ass. He a marshmallow. So anything that doesn't, Charlamagne might look like he's trying to be objective just to trick you to act like, well, no, Charlamagne was critical of. No, he the fuck wasn't. They'll give you room to be kind of. We just watched Kanye West and Young Thug kiss the ring of whoever rabbi. He just went all the way out there making songs about Heil Hitler, just to come back for that rabbi to say, you're a good man, because we still going to use you when we need you and get your ass back in line. So if somebody, they'll let you go, the leash is fucking long. Roland Martin just don't want you to be out the house. You bet, that's the same. That's Roland Martin. So they're both on the plantation and trying to keep motherfuckers' minds mentally there.
The fight for lower premiums makes no sense to me, especially when on top of high healthcare prices, so many people are suffering right now because of the government shutdown. And that's what I care about, the people. Okay, that's why I said what I said.
You don't care about the fucking people, bro. Stop. Anybody disagree? I only want to hear people that disagree with me. If you disagree with me, we got the joint on the screen. You got to go video, though. I ain't trying to hear that audio shit. Oh, I'm at work, da-da-da. If you disagree, that's the link. If you're watching on YouTube, hit the link. This argument that, like, Charlamagne is for the people, and what the fuck he just said? Let me run that shit back real quick. Let me run it back.
Insurers file and finalize their rates months ahead. So if healthcare premiums have already gone up and are fixed for the year, then keeping the government closed, the fight for lower premiums makes no sense to me, especially when on top of high healthcare prices, so many people are suffering right now because of the government shutdown. And that's what I care about, the people. Okay, that's why I said what I said, because of the people who are being hurt by this. Federal work.
Name anybody in the chat. Tell me how you were impacted negatively by the shutdown. Tell me. Tell me in the chat. How were you negatively impacted and hurt by the federal government shutdown? Seriously. If you genuinely, you know what I mean? If you genuinely were impacted, comment. Tell me how you were impacted. Legit. Okay, Alphabet Man says loss of work. All right. Loss of work. Okay, I'm with you on that. Alphabet Man, shoot me a DM or an email. I'm gonna send you a link to get commissions off of our merch for free. All right. I'm gonna send you a link that you can sell our merch for free. And I'm not saying that on some pity shit. I want everybody to sell the merch. I want everybody to get paid off of what we get paid off of. So anybody that wants to, shoot me an email, maj2ray@solutionaryuniversity.org. You see how not a whole bunch of people are like, oh my God, I was killed in the government shutdown. Because government is way too fucking large. And if you don't directly work for the federal government, you didn't even notice it. You didn't even notice it. These people are playing y'all. They're playing y'all. Just telling you what it is. I'm just telling y'all what it is. Charlemagne is one type of Negro whisperer, and Roland Martin is a different type of Negro wrangler. You start going too far, he gonna try to wrangle you in, regardless of who you is. Charlemagne, you gonna pretend like you walking motherfuckers off the plantation, but you just taking them to the outhouse. Stop it. Alphabet Man says, I have a link, I just haven't been able to get any sales. All right, this is how you do it. Whenever I post, a lot of my stuff is automated on X. Whenever I post on any platform, everybody in here should have my post notifications on. You should definitely have my post notifications on. That's just it. When you see me post, put your link, especially on X, put your link under any post about our merch. Any post that I do, say, and also, you can get the 10% off this link, and I'll repost you. The reason why you ain't been getting no sales is because you, A, probably don't post the link enough, and you definitely don't post it under my joint. Everybody should piggyback when I post, especially on X, and get some money off the merch. All right? Last story of the night, y'all. Last story of the night. This shit is all over the place, and this shit is wild. This is Rory from Rory and Mav. Had a whole bunch of back-to-back tweets. Now, I want to be very clear. Rory is not special. Okay? Rory is like Eminem, Post Malone, what's his name from House of Pain? He's like a blues singer now. I forget his name. Remember that song? Jump around, jump up and get down. Jump. That joint, House of Pain. That lead singer was hip hop, and then he went to go do blues, right? Or Elvis Presley. Rory is the same thing. Likes a culture and trying to find yourself. And a lot of people in the conservative space, black or white, do the same exact thing that Rory does. Candace Owens is Rory. They're the same thing. Everlast was his name. They come into a space, they like some of the things about it, but they're trying to say the most viral shit, the most aggressive shit to try to get some attention instead of being fucking principled. Now, initially when I heard about this, I was like, who gives a fuck? And I still kind of think, who gives a fuck? And then I started seeing more and more of the tweets. Man, them joints went from, remember how Eminem had that song years ago? He was like, black girls are bitches. It was like on an early recording or some shit. And everybody was like, oh, Eminem hates black women. And I was like, whatever, right? This goes way beyond that. Did you guys know that Elvis Presley said the only thing a nigga could do for him is buy his records and shine his shoes? Did y'all know that? Did y'all know that Elvis Presley stole a shit ton of his style from Chuck Berry and other greats in that space? Did y'all know that? So you want to be a part of a thing, you want to pull from a thing, you want to exploit the thing, you want to get resources from it. But then when we pull back your card, you wasn't principled and inculcated the whole time. You wasn't. And these tweets came out, and again, the first ones was light. he went into, now some of them I have for y'all tonight, but since then, Rory has deleted his X page. Okay? Rory got rid of his Twitter page because people was finding more and more of the posts. Right? This motherfucker called motherfuckers tar babies. And I wish I had him, but I had him. He got rid of the damn joint. He got rid of it. What am I saying this to y'all for? Rory thought he was black, kinda, because he's of the culture. I want to be very clear. Rory adds no value. Rory and Maul, like listen, I got to be careful sometimes because sometimes people like me and I don't know they like me. They like my work. So I'm just critiquing their actions and not a diss to these people as people, okay? Rory and Maul kind of ain't never really ascend to where they should have been after they got separated from the Joe Budden podcast. Now, that could be politics, that could be backdoor shit, but I don't think they got a real serious value add to the hip-hop culture. I don't think most podcasters do. I think most podcasters are either simps or fake-ass red pill. I think very few people are giving nuanced, contextual things. I think very few people make the thing about the thing. So you doing a podcast about hip-hop, but now it's gossip and all of this other shit. Rory and Maul fall into that. Maul trying to look like fucking like he's super cool. I seen some shit he posted on X today, or I seen it today, talking about, yeah, this girl I used to date, you know what I'm saying? She hit me and told me she was at one of the spots we used to go to, you know what I mean, with her new dude, and on some fly shit, I called in and paid for their food. That's not fly shit, you fucking clown. It's not. That's simp shit. That's cuck shit. Okay? But he goes on the Twitter space after they called out on this thing, and it came from some bullshit in the first place. The bullshit was it was an argument about Kendrick and fucking Drake yet again because the Grammys is about to come up. Which I even thought that was some stupid shit. I'm not arguing over, and I get it. I'm a fan of hip hop, but we'll have a little barbershop conversation. But motherfuckers made this whole GNX and Drake and the lawsuit. That became a whole fucking thing. And the bigger problem here is everybody focus on entertainment while your fucking United States dollar is going to shit. They just stopped printing pennies yesterday. Literally. They made the last penny. They telling you we about to get rid of this cash shit. You ain't involved though. But anyway, we talk about it to tie it back into productive shit. He lit up on the Twitter spaces for saying what he said, right? Several of Rory Farrell's old tweets have resurfaced, exposing him for making offensive comments about black women. Some old tweets posted by him on the podcast resurfaced, earning the internet personality a great deal of backlash. In many of the tweets, he made offensive comments about black women in particular. I never saw a good-looking black woman, one of them reads. Every black woman has either one or two thought about or actually fucked a white guy. White people facts, another says. And one tweet, he even called Beyonce a hood rat. Needless to say, social media users have lots of feelings. Let me X this out real quick. Have lots of feelings about all of this, and most are condemning him. Rory been racist the whole time, one ex-user claims. Rory looks freaking nuts right now, someone else said. Now again, some of that, y'all, even in this post, this email, this whatever site, it's not really crazy based on some of the shit that I saw. I'm telling you, he was literally calling people tar babies and shit. Like, it's that you tried to go to Nick Fuentes, I'm going to try to appeal to this base years ago. It didn't really pop. So now you like merge into black culture. Amid the backlash, Rory took to Twitter spaces to address the ordeal, which only added more fuel to the fire. He approached the subject with sarcasm as captured by a no jumper, and it didn't sit right with many. And that's where he tried to get like arrogant with it. I'm not apologizing for anyone that said that I called black women ugly or roaches. Right? Which he did. And this new thing of like, instead of just going, matter of fact, I was on a space today with Taxstone. If y'all don't know who Taxstone is, he booked right now. He on Rikers Island for that shootout with Troy Ave. I was on a space with him today discussing this briefly, tying it back into solutions. Okay? And I'll mention those solutions as we wrap up. But anyway, this argument of trying to act like you want to be defensive because I'm not bending the knee to the rage mob, that only works if you wasn't being a fucking asshole and a bigot. If I say, yo, I think fat women and men that pander to fat women are doing fat women a disservice, and I'm not going to treat women like children, they're solid enough for me to tell them, you're out of shape, you need to start doing a little bit every single day, drink more water, eat less, eat more protein, work on your diet. I'm going to treat women like the adults that they are. And if somebody tries to make me apologize because that's fat shaming or body shaming, then I get to say, I'm not apologizing for that shit. I was clear in my expression and what the fuck I was talking about. You knew exactly what the fuck I was talking about. And you trying to take me out of context, I'm not fucking apologizing for that. That's where a dismissal of a so-called apology attempt stands firm. But you calling black women roaches and tar babies and all of that, just say, back then I was on some stupid shit and I apologize. I've grown the fuck up since then. And then everybody go, all right, or some people go, no, you said what you said. But to now double down. And then people found more motherfucking tweets. This was when edgy humor still existed, but it wasn't to what he's saying. That ain't edgy humor. That's bigoted shit. Then when I call it out, oh, everything's race, huh? No, that was some race-based bigoted shit. Just own the bullshit. But he tried to stand 10 toes down in the dumb shit. You want to, and this is what happens often. Until someone is embraced, right? They sell hate until they can sell exploitation. I hate the culture unless I could get money off of it. Okay? We see it all the time. Again, it's not a diss to Candace. I've done Candace Owens' show. However, that's her intro. You was pro-black, you was with the NAACP and was trying to sue people or whatever. I ain't mad at you. Then the argument with, I'm going to get this market, I'm going to say shit that the bigots in the white community want to say, and it don't got to be all white people. All you need is a significant amount of them. And then they support you, and they go, it's not racist, the black girl said it. And then they pick you up. They carry you like the fucking people did Khaleesi when she freed him. And that's what happens. So if you can't work that angle, but you still like black culture, now you of the culture and you like the culture, now it's like, all right, I'll do the podcast. I'll do such and such. Now the truth come to light instead of you owning it. Yo, I tried to angle that shit ain't work. Or I was mad and I was ignorant and it was really da-da-da-da. Now you want to stand 10 toes down on it. You want to deeply embed yourself in the black culture and then mimic like Indian Americans like Dinesh D'Souza do. They come over to America and they want to mimic the lowest IQ of the so-called dominant culture, meaning white American culture. And the biggest thing, the fastest thing you want to do is you want to be disrespectful to black people. That's what Dinesh D'Souza do. Jokes on him, because now them same white IQ, low IQ bigot troglodyte motherfuckers is talking shit about him and Vivek Ramaswamy. You dirty Indians and shit like that. Because you wasn't principled. The American ideal is freedom and justice and liberty for all. Race ain't mentioned in the fucking Constitution. But people like to come in and mimic. Koreans do it a lot. North Koreans come in and mimic white people and treat black people like they ain't shit, while trying to make money off of black people and black culture. Hair, hip hop, soul food. I mean, breakfast spots in the hood is Korean owned. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all embed into the culture, mimic the group dynamics of that culture, but we see, because it's on the internet, and now it's, oh, this is what you were saying, champ? Go to an HBCU, part of the Kappa fraternity. All of this shit is culture and timing. All of it. Don't miss me with the, oh, he invited to the cookout. It ain't no fucking cookout. What type of American are you? Are you an American that's like me? I listen to jazz. I listen to fucking classical music. I listen to Eric July. I listen to rock. I grew up on fucking Marilyn Manson, Pearl Jam. I'm 78 years old. My age changed every day because I'm just that fast, right? I'm old as shit, but I'm young in spirit and physical, biological age. But I listen to all of these things. Man, I was damn near devastated when fucking Kurt Cobain killed himself. I appreciate all of the different things that this salad that we're in brings. You ain't gonna find no back in the day fucking posts or tweets about me being disrespectful to any group because I actually believe and live that American shit. And the people that are ignorant and don't understand what America's really about, what was written, not how the bigots tried to co-opt it. Those people start out sometimes saying some bigoted shit. Just own it. The difference is for me is you ain't gonna find none of that shit. You ain't gonna hear me, even if you go back into my musical career. I made music. You're gonna hear shit talk. The name of my motherfucking music and my mix CDs was Solutionary. I bullshit you not. I bullshit you not. I used to get on the train from, the Chinatown bus from Philly to New York every morning at 7 o'clock to sell 50 CDs at $5 a piece. Solutionary on the trains in New York and in Philly. I was talking, this song's about me talking about fuck the police for sure. Fuck the government, fuck the state. My principles been solid because I was steeped in freedom since middle school. When I was in high school, I used to take tours of City Hall and William Penn's print shop and fucking Independence Hall because I thought that shit was dope. So my passion for freedom and limited government, that's been consistent. But if somebody would have told me hatred was the way, and I repeated that because of groupthink, and if I grew up past that, like Malcolm X did, he said it. He said, I got to clear my situation up. After Malcolm X took his Hajj to Mecca and came back and said, I walked around the Kaaba, with other Muslims that were white, were all different types of Muslims that believed in Islam. So I got to renounce some of the bigoted things that I said, but I still hold that black people need to work with black people and for black people to get out of this mess. White people, if y'all want to work together to help us, you can, but you can't join because some fights we got to fight ourselves. And Malcolm X made it a point when he started interviews after coming back from Mecca, from his Hajj, his pilgrimage. He made it a point to say, I got to clarify on what the fuck I said before because I was misinformed. That's all this motherfucker had to do, but he wanted to be arrogant. But he wanted to be, and that's what happens. Again, when we talk about the Jews, when I say I love that the Jewish community got the power to say, you ain't going to talk crazy about us. You ain't going to talk crazy about us. Every group, every American should feel that way. You talk crazy about fucking up our United States dollar, we're going to converge on your ass. You talk crazy about expanding the government, limiting fucking American freedoms. You talk about restricting the Constitution, we're going to converge on your motherfucking ass. That's what you're supposed to be doing. So instead of him owning that, he went the arrogant route. And what did he do? He wound up having to delete his whole Instagram page. Listen to this. This is far from the first time a white internet personality has gotten caught out for their past social media activity. However, something similar happened to Anthony Fantano, the needle drop over the summer, when old videos of him making offensive remarks resurfaced. One showed him using the N-word, which he addressed in the YouTube video. According to him, he was simply quoting someone else, something he didn't think was a problem until a couple of years ago. He admitted he should have censored himself at the time instead of repeating the slur, also issue an apology. The clip may be new to you, but it's actually almost 10 years old. He explained, all I can do is take ownership of having quoted these words this way and obviously say that I'm sorry, which I am in fact about this. So he wound up apologizing, but then he wound up deleting his ex because I was going to show y'all all of the posts. I was going to show y'all. Matter of fact, boom, let me show y'all this. Check this out. Rory has deleted his account to stop more tweets from being unearthed. So far, over 100 anti-black tweets have been uncovered. This ain't young people just making a mistake. This ain't that. This you wanted to go to Nick Fuentes. I can't wait for in 5 to 10 years when Nick Fuentes try to be political. He gonna all of this him nigga this nigga. He gonna try to clean that shit up and apologize. He might be over there where Kanye was at in 10 years, holding the hands of whatever Jewish rabbi that was. Of course he don't got the fan base. I mean, Rory gonna delete and apologize. He don't got the fan base Andrew Schultz got. What's Schultz's last name? Schultz. Come on, man. I love the Jewish community being able to get motherfuckers shook. Get them shook. When are you going to do that as Americans? When are you going to call it bullshit? When are you going to just call a spade a spade? You are wrong. If you was out there young, if y'all find some tweets of me, I say aggressive shit. Y'all, I promise y'all, you ain't going to find no post of me saying all the whites are fucking devils. It doesn't exist. Because I don't believe in collectivism. See, these people are dumb because they're fed a diet of collectivism. Then they in turn say, I didn't have anything to do with slavery. I'm just a white dude. I didn't have nothing to do with that. Oh, you understand individualism then. But then earlier when you're ignorant or when you conveniently be ignorant, you go, it's the blacks like Fuentes does. On 1 minute you want to be a collectivist, on 1 minute you don't. 1 minute it's the blacks, the other minute you hanging out with Kanye. These people are contradictory collectivists. And that is the cancer. The American ideal is rugged individualism and respecting the individual. And if everybody's respecting the individual, then the entire collective gets respect. You create a culture of respect for property rights, respect of limiting government, respect of human rights as codified in the Bill of Rights. But these people are collectivists because they don't know no better. And because they haven't been informed properly, which is like what we try to do with all of the massively transformative information and video modules that you take at your own pace at Solutionary University, if you didn't get any of that information, you don't know what the fuck to do when your old marketing attempts and your truth about what you feel about black people or white people or Asian people or Indian people. That one chick, when Vivek was running for president, campaigning, said, I think you're smart and you're articulate. She was even being bigoted in them fucking statements. And then turned around and said, but I wouldn't vote for you because you're an Indian. He's an American. But when they identify themselves like that, good. They've come from behind cover and concealment. Stitch them the fuck up. Don't fuck with them. I don't want anybody that even platforms. After Nick, I don't give a fuck that Nick Fuentes say he don't like black people. Or whatever he says, right? Or blame black people. That victim collectivist mindset that he got. It's the blacks with debunked incorrect data and statistics. Fuck all of that for 1 second. The moment that you say you admire Hitler and Stalin, and I'm not even talking about from racial perspectives, they are fascist, communist. That disqualifies you from being taken seriously if you're saying America first. America means individual, limited government ideology. Fascism and communism is fucking collectivist. You are no longer to be taken seriously, and I don't care how fucking funny you can deliver a message. I don't give a fuck. You've proven to me that A, you're doing it for shock value. I'm going to say I like Hitler and Stalin because my dick-smoking friend, Kanye, I've been smoking his dick for however long. He said it, so now he's not saying it, so I'm going to say it. You either think that, or you don't even understand the implications of the level of collectivism that is associated with that phrase. I kind of like Hitler. I kind of like Stalin. They didn't like each other. They are diametrically opposed. But you don't know enough, which is why I can't take you fucking serious. And then they're trying to feed you these types of people as the leadership. So when somebody like Rory shows up, Rory's at the bottom of the totem pole as it relates to motherfuckers that I don't give a fuck about. And I'm not surprised because, again, we got Eminem, we got my motherfucking Elvis. That's what happens. Some of them just are culture vultures, like Damon Dash said. Some just culture vultures. Some really appreciate the culture. Do I think that Eminem appreciates the fuck out of hip-hop culture? Absolutely. 1,000%. 1,000%. But I think in the beginning, the frustration or the lack of understanding and lack of information, motherfuckers said what they, you know what I mean? Now you might censor yourself better. Nah, I can't say that. I'm not censoring myself when I don't say, oh, the white boys is the devil. No, because I actually meet white people that's cool as shit. I meet black people that's cool as shit and everything in between. The purpose of tonight is for you guys to understand that. Be careful about having group thought about these people, because if you're black and you think that that person's black and he, Roland Martin, Charlemagne got your best interest at heart, no, they fucking don't. They are collectivists. If you think that Rory came to the cookout, so he cool, haha, 100 tweets telling you I call black people tar babies. Come on, stop it. You thought all of the rappers that talk that thug shit was really, really about it because they caught cases? They're going to fly over to fucking Jerusalem and kiss the ring. But why would you think anything different about a motherfucker that wore a skirt and a wedding dress? Why? Why would you think anything different than that? That type of individual. You wear a dress. You don't identify as masculine to me. So I don't expect you to stand on your own too. The whole tight clothes, weirdo ass fucking feminine clothes, this iteration of it, started with Kanye West. What did you think? He married a whore. Or what was perceived as a whore. What do you think? He tropes his wife, his current wife, around half naked. When I look at that individual, I go, that's not something I like the slippers. They comfortable as hell, but that's not somebody I would idolize. So it's not surprising to me when he goes to kiss the ring after saying Heil Hitler. These people will do anything for individual attention. Look at him on a case-by-case basis to stay strong as a solutionary. I only talk about this shit to y'all to bring it back to solutions, to bring it back to how you should be evaluating. That's the power of the fucking mind. Resist and reject collectivism. Work individually in a collective group to defend individual rights. That's a balance. That's the pyramid. That's the all-seeing eye shit. That's the high science shit. That's the real shit. That's what we need. That's why I want all of y'all to obviously take this information in, but at the same time, share it around the space. And I want you guys to be a part of our community. We chop it up about this shit in the Solutionary 9 all the time. I want y'all to toss these ideas around. I want y'all to have access to our community so we can toss these ideas around with each other and pressure test them before you go out into the world. Because you might be, right now, you fighting for a battle of your mind. It's a battle of your mind going on right now. We don't even know if the thoughts that we have are our own because we're not evaluating. We get told something and we told to just go with it. Pick a side, go with it. But when you have a community of people that's going to pressure test respectfully and push back and share and agree with, make sense, and somebody else add a perspective, you shape, you get stronger. When you do that for people that's going to say, yo, bro, you good? You said you was going to stop eating. What's your fast? Like this weekend, I'm fasting. I'm not eating no food this weekend. Right? I'm going to eat my last little meal. I got some eggs right here. I got some steak. I'm going to eat that. I'm going to have some coffee. But I'm done. I'm going to just drink water this whole weekend. And I'm going to say it publicly. And then I'm going to jump into Solutionary 9. And they're going to be like, yo, Maj, you good? You ain't eating, right? We need community. Don't just dismiss the Jews for being what they is. Community. Embrace it and do it yourself. Don't go kill a bunch of people and say, we need this beachfront property. But at the same time, limit your fucking government. Government shouldn't make a move without you. You got to make yourself a solutionary, and then we become more solutionaries and we become force multipliers. How do you get access to that? I want you guys to support the work. Go to givesendgo.com/solutionary. You're screaming right below us. And if you're watching on X, it's my pinned post. Every donor at the $100 level or more, you're going to get access to the community. All of those transformative, mentally sharpening, getting you physically stronger and in better shape, making you a better shooter, getting you smarter through study, and access to this very simple blueprint. We did all of the work for you. They're videos. You watch them at your leisure. Every donor at the $100 level, because we need more support to keep the classes going, free to all, the in-person classes. You donate, help somebody else, help us, we give you access to all of that. I want everybody to do it. It's Friday, y'all got paid. You can pitch in $100. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. And if you can't pitch in $100, anybody that pitches in over $20, I'm going to have your email. Let me show you how it goes, right? I'm going to have your email. It's my debrief alarm. I'm going to have your email. When I have your email, I'm going to shoot you an email back saying, yo, thanks for the donation. What class you want? You want civics? You want understanding imminent threat? You want firearms? Help. We need everybody's help. We can't just get on the show and just talk about these things and agree and recognize, especially if you got women. I want every guy, sidebar real quick, before we wrap up. I want 100 women to be able to take the online firearms class for free. Why? Because Rory said this shit. Rory ain't going to do shit about it. Rory ain't going to do that now. But there's people that hate women, black or otherwise, that want to rape, murder, kill those people. And they got the craziness to do it. We want women to be able to defend themselves. Shouts to Naturally Armed for that $20 super chat. If you're in New Jersey, Naturally Armed is a woman firearms instructor. If you're in New Jersey, New York, tri-state area, that's who you should be hollering at. She's a solutionary. All right? My point in saying this, guys, is now that is going to pay for one woman to go take a class. If you're a woman that wants to take a class, Naturally Armed just sponsored you an online class. The price of that is $20. I want every single person in here to go to givesendgo.com/solutionary and sponsor one woman at $20. Sponsoring one woman at $20 helps us with our fundraising. I'm going to pay for one woman that says, hey, I want to take the online course. You're sponsoring a woman. You're helping us with our fundraising goal. And you're taking an individual step to help a cooperative effort to defend individual rights. So I want everybody tonight, if you can be a $100 donor and get access to everything, that's great. But I want everybody watching, listening, seeing this later, to go to givesendgo.com/solutionary and sponsor, say it in your donor comment. Hey, this is for a woman that wants to take firearms training. Just say something like that in your donor comment. Quentin says he got 10 women. Wait, you mean you sponsoring 10 women or you about that polygamy life? What you mean, brother? Oh, he said about to send it now. Okay, cool. So Quentin just took a step to say, and look, when the email comes through, I'm going to tell you, I won't say your whole email, Quentin, but I'll let y'all know when he says he's about to send it now. When he does, I'll send you guys what I mean. Okay? And I'll get that notification here shortly. But my point here, guys, is Quentin just said he going to provide for how many women he said? He got 10. So that means he about to donate $200. Because 10 math is hard. $200. Whatever. He's about to donate for some women. Okay? I want everybody to do that. Get $20. Just give $20. If 100 people do that, think about that, y'all. Think about that. We can't just say these things that Rory said. This constraint that hip-hop artists are under. These are all control mechanisms. The mind control that they are trying to make everybody have and be on as it relates to you can't say this, you can't do this. We need to be able to defend ourselves. And the most vulnerable of us are women. I'm sorry. And I'm not saying that like in a sexist way. Women got little shoulders and you know what I mean? So we need to make sure that the women are protected and can protect themselves. So I want every single person to donate $20 tonight. $20. So we got Quentin taking care of 20 women. Or whatever the math is, right? Right? And we got Naturally Armed who just donated for one woman. So we already got, what's the math on this? He's 10, my bad, 10, he said 10. 10 women. So we already taken care of 11 women with that. All right? 11 women. Imagine what we could do if we get 1,000 women done, sponsored. And I'm saying, ladies, if you just want to take the course for $20 or you want to sign up for Solutionary University and be a $100 donor, you can. But I'm just telling y'all, we win by cooperative economics. We win by working together. We win by a bunch of people pinching in a little bit and paying it forward for someone. And I'm telling y'all, everybody that donates $20 or more, you're going to get access to a course itself. And I'll get the email. I'm stretching the class, the conversation out a little bit more So I'll get the email from Quentin in a quick second here, whenever he does it. But my point here, guys, is do not miss out on all of this vast information. And Solutionary University is $99. That's why I keep telling y'all, let's do it in chunks of 100, right? January the 1st, access to Solutionary University is going to be $999. I forgot to say this yesterday because we was in a massive conversation, right? And it was a really good, you know what I mean? Solutionary University, January the 1st, the year 2026, is going up to $999. You will not be able to get any of the courses unless you are a member of Solutionary University. And it will go from $99 to $999. Macros, meal plans, workout routine. We're going to come up with we already have it. It's a holistic group of curriculums at the university that you get access to. And you'll be able to make money off of. He says the link says page not found. Somebody put it in the chat. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. What link is you talking about? You talking about the link in my X page? Let me see. Bookworm, can you put it in the chat? GiveSendGo.com. Y'all gonna take too long. Let me just do it. GiveSendGo.com. Boom, there it is. It's in the chat and it's on the screen. Matter of fact, let me switch something for y'all real quick. Let me show y'all something. This is the page right here. This is the page you guys can do that on. Here is the update in the video of what we do. So you can hit play and see what we do and what we have done. Here is the breakdown of what we've done. Okay? This is what we've done. It's all there. Deb, 1A2A Deb gave $20 10 hours ago. Glassco gave $5. Rosalinda gave $100. Mike gave $100. Somebody 2 days ago, I need to give this a shout out, gave 2 days ago for the ladies training. It's a great and powerful thing to learn self-defense and self-reliance. Keep empowering, educating so decent people can live without fear. Somebody gave $100. Somebody gave 24. Somebody gave $100. Somebody gave $100. Crystal gave $100. Okay? These are all very, very empowering things, y'all. And I'm saying that because I want y'all to understand what we already did. What we already did. Not just what we kind of thinking about doing. This is stuff that we already did, as well as this is stuff that we're at the tail end of finishing. And if you listen to maybe it was just a sign. Rory done deleted his X page. He had all kind of tweets. Calling black people tar babies is some real goofball shit. And I ain't really go in on it because I don't have a thing to actually show y'all. And that's the smartest thing he did all week, getting rid of his page for a while so he can hide for a little bit. Okay? Quentin just gave a deuce. Let's read what he just said. He just gave a deuce. Now let's go. Let me show y'all in real time. That's how I knew it happened. Pay for 10 women. See that? That was done. I appreciate you, Quentin. That just happened. Everybody can go 10% of what Quentin just did. Everybody can go 10%. That's the email I just got. I won't show you your email, but your email address. But I just got the email. Okay? Quentin, ain't you already in a Solutionary University? I think. My point in saying this is, if Quentin can put in $200, damn, I ain't sent you the meal plan yet, bro. Damn, my bad. I'll make sure I get on that tonight. My bad. Meal plan and workout routine. Quentin's already in there. Quentin just paid it forward for other people. If Quentin gave $200, everybody could give $20, man. Just think about it. If it's 275 of us in the space right now, and if everybody what's the math? Let me do some. I got a calculator right here. Maybe that'll be this weekend's goal. 275 people times 20. That's $5,500, y'all. All women that could get the classes online for free. Why am I saying do it this way? Because women shouldn't have to wait until we get to their city. They should be able to get it. And when you get it this way, you get the video module, you get a login, and you get to watch it forever. It's not like you got to be there at 2 o'clock on Tuesday. It's there forever. And you watch it, you share it with your homegirls. Like, everybody pitch in $20. GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. That's the page right there. It's on the screen right there. If you watch it on YouTube, it's right there. If you watch it on X, it's my pinned post above us. And let's get this work done. I thank you all for tapping in tonight. I will see you all outside of the people that DM me on X or shoot me an email, Maj2Ray at Solutionary University. I'm going to be engaging you all for the next few hours. Or if you're in the Solutionary now, I'll chop it up with y'all in the private group. But outside of that, I will see you all Monday on the same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, same channel, youtube.com/Maj2Ray. I appreciate you all for tapping in. Everybody go to GiveSendGo.com/solutionary. Pitch in $20. Everybody just pitch in $20. If all of y'all watching, pitch in $20. That's $5,500 worth of information that we give women to empower themselves. And I would love to do that this weekend. That's official. We're going to do that. That's this weekend's goal. $5,500. I thank you all for tapping in. I'll see y'all on Monday. Be safe. Be solutionary.